This episode of Trash Taste was filmed in front of a live studio audience.
Would you all stand for the Gamer National Anthem real quick? Welcome back to another episode of the Trash Taste Podcast. I'm your host, Shoey, for today. And joining me, as always, is Garnt and Connor and DreamHack Melbourne as well. What's up, guys?
Yeah, it is good to be back in Australia. Honestly, I like it. This is our second time in Australia, right?
Yeah.
And the first time I came to Australia, I was like, okay, instantly vibe with the culture, the people here. I want to come back. And it's been like, how many months since we went to Smash?
1 year.
Yeah, almost a year. Almost a year.
But that was Sydney, right? That doesn't count. That doesn't Melbourne's better, right, guys? Yeah.
Wait, can I get a bunch of hands if you're local here in Melbourne?
Yeah, that's everyone.
Did anyone fly in from Sydney for this? I saw one hand right there. You're in the wrong place, man. I'm so sorry.
I feel like, you know, that meme of the guy standing in the corner of a club and he's like, they don't know I'm from Sydney as well. No, but I must say, like, I think, you know, I have some family here now who have, like, moved to Melbourne and stuff, so I've had, like, a lot more of an opportunity to actually come to Melbourne. And I gotta say, yeah, Melbourne, you guys fucking rock.
Wait, are you saying you're betraying your home city right now, Joey?
I mean, I think I betrayed them when I moved to Japan, right? That was a betrayal in and of itself, but yeah.
What would your dad think if you told him that?
Well, it's funny you say that because before I was born, both my parents actually lived in Melbourne. I think they lived in Docklands. So, yeah, I know. So my parents have been like trying to figure out. I think their plan is like, oh, you know, now that the kids are out of the house and like once I retire, I'm gonna be like, oh, see you, Sydney. I'm fucking going back to Melbourne. So, yeah. So eventually, you might see my mom and dad around here, which would be wild.
Say hi, guys.
I feel like my dad has just become like a character in Trash Taste lore
Your dad's
now.
just a character.
He is a character.
Yeah.
He's one of the most Aussie blokes I've ever met in my life. Yeah. I want to hang out with him again, man. I want to hang out with him again.
I'm excited to see him again. But it's funny, I remember Garnt saying the first time Garnt and Connor came to Australia in Sydney, you know, there was a bit of Australian patriotism, you know, just being like, okay, you know, some of my best friends are in my home country. I kind of want to know what they feel about Australia, right? So I remember I said to them, I was like, how did you guys like Sydney? How did you guys like Australia? And I think Garnt put it best in a rare display of British optimism. He said, it's like, you know, the only complaint that I have is that I have nothing to complain about. And then you were like, it's like you said something along the lines of like, Australia's like the UK, except everyone's happy.
Yeah. It's unfair. This should have been us. We should have been happy ones.
Hey man, you're the ones that brought us here.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't supposed to be this way. Why do we have, why like the outside right now, when it's raining, I was like, wow, this is great weather in the UK. It's just like,
So we were doing the Trash Taste Cafe earlier today. Did any of you guys go? Yeah, so I remember like the number one thing that people asked me when it started raining was that, oh, you must be cold right now, right? And I'm like, no, I'm at home right now. This is great. But yeah, the first thing that I noticed about Australia when I came here, I had just had the instant realization of, oh, this is what British people could be like if we had good weather. I'm like, you guys are like England and the UK, except you are just like taken to the next level. You guys are actually happy. I'm so jealous.
What was I remember at Smash in Sydney, it was like the first day, and it was like, you know, kind of overcast. Like there was some clouds in the sky, but you know, still good weather. You know, nice and sunny. And And I remember Garnt was you were talking to like a fan at the con, and I overheard the fan being like, "Oh yeah, you know, I know it's your first time in Sydney, blah blah blah, but yeah, you know, apologies for the shit weather." and you just like looked at him like, "This is shit weather." What are you talking about?
I like how our podcast has just become so the weather.
Yeah, right.
That's what we talk about. I was, because I had no idea what we were going to talk about today. I was when we were in our room earlier, I was like Googling like things about Australia. 'Cause I was like, there's going to be something fun to talk about.
Sure.
And I Googled the happiest cities in Australia. What do you guys think number one was? See, that's what I thought. For some reason, Yahoo News said Canberra.
Which is the biggest cap I've ever heard in my life.
I feel like the 3 people there, that's not a good enough sample size, right? Like that's unfair.
Now that you say that, I really want to take these boys to Canberra. Just
What's there?
Nothing? Yeah, nothing. Yeah.
Is there anyone from Canberra here right now?
The population.
The only resident of Canberra right there.
Yeah. The only reason that city exists is because Melbourne and Sydney couldn't put their dicks away, right? Like that was they were
yeah, literally.
Okay, fine. We'll make a whole new city.
It's like it's barely a city, dude. It's literally like all we have is like what do we have in Canberra? It's like the Parliament House, which is like not interesting in the slightest. We have that
Who cares about that?
we have like a giant porn factory there for some reason. Do you guys know about this? Apparently, in the ACT, it's the only state in Australia where it's legal to film porn. Yeah. All the guys are like, why am I not living in Canberra right now? But like, so yeah, I remember like the first time I drove through Canberra, because we were going somewhere, I forgot where we were, not Canberra, thank God. We drove past it, and I was like, oh, it's my first time in Canberra. Like, this is sick. You know, I've always wanted to see what it was like because I'd only heard about it. It's like, it's the capital city of Australia. I went there and it's like, oh my God, the level of depression I felt just like driving through this city was insane. And then there was this giant, like massive, like 5 or 6 story, just completely pitch black building. And I was like, Dad, what's that? And he was like, that's the porn house, son.
The what? The water house?
The porn house.
Oh, the porn house. Okay.
Well, that's the porn house, son. And I'm like, Dad, I'm 10. I don't know what that is. It's like, don't worry, you'll find out soon enough. And yeah, that's my only impression of Canberra.
But do you think it's better than Perth? Because we know a few people from Perth.
Yes.
And the only thing I know about Perth is everyone tries to get out of Perth as soon as possible. I don't know if that's true or not.
I mean, do you think it's true or? How many people from Perth? Man, you traveled half the fucking world to get here then. Well, because like, okay, I've personally never been to Perth, so I can only speculate. Right. But it is true that I know about 3 or 4 people, all YouTubers by the way, who were...
And Kevin.
Kevin Penkin, our boy, who were born and raised in Perth, who... just coincidentally, none of them live in Perth anymore. So I'm like, well, I mean that, but then again, it's like, I feel Australians have this tendency to travel. Like, we love traveling for some reason. Why is that?
What? Because you're in the middle of
you're in the middle of
nowhere. So
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
I guess the closest country to us is Papua New Guinea, and like, who the fuck wants to go to Papua New Guinea? Unless someone in this audience is from Papua New Guinea. Okay, that's what I thought.
You're good. You can talk shit. You can talk shit.
All right, yeah. So I don't know. It's like
what are like the Australian hot holiday parts? Because you guys have to travel at least like fucking at least 6-7 hours to like the nearest place, surely, right?
Yeah.
Where'd you guys normally go on holiday?
Like Bali is pretty common, right? Yeah. Like, so we have this thing in Australia called Schoolies. Yeah. That's brought back some PTSD for some of you. So
Explain.
Schoolies is this thing where at the end of graduation, basically it's like a graduation party of sorts. You know, kids put in their own money to go travel, you know, go party basically. It's like
is it like a gap year?
No, not a gap year. So it's basically just like maybe a week at most. They go out and it's basically just like the last hooray of like, yay, we graduated from high school. everyone's like at least 18 now, so we can all legally drink. So let's just go get fucked up in some country. And for some reason, Bali is like the go-to place.
Why does everything got to be like E in Australia? Everything has to end with something like.
Wait, what do you mean?
Like Schoolie or. Like,
Shoey
or. Like, there's got to be more examples, right?
Sheila is with an A.
Everything just doesn't sound real here.
Well, no. I feel other than Schoolie and Shoey, most things end with an O.
That's who, yeah, that's who.
You know, like fucking servo, smoko, fucking what? Povo. I haven't heard that word in a while.
It's just like it's like a Simpsons language sometimes.
You guys got to come home learning and using some of these words because there's a reason why I still use it to this day because it's just so convenient. It is. It really is. Like, you know.
I mean, it does roll off the tongue.
Yeah.
But like, one thing I never understood is that, a lot of your slang words end in O's.
Yeah.
And then for your currency, you have Australian dollars, right?
Dude.
Yeah.
Why do you not call it the dollar? That just seems like it would fit well. I don't know. Like,
It's because it's actually called the Dollaridoos. I mean, you know, we've told that story on Trash Taste of how I fooled Maylene into legitimately thinking the Australian dollar was called the Dollaridoos.
Can I take a moment to just like, I was buying a coffee and they gave me the change.
Yeah.
And this fucking 50p. If I threw this up in the air, a crater would form when it came down. What the fuck is this? This must have cost like $100 worth of metal to make. What the fuck? Is there a reason why it's like this?
It's funny you say that because like until you pointed that out, I was like, oh yeah, that is a big fucking coin.
It does like come from the UK. We have coins that look really like extravagant. Like this feels so medieval. Like especially like the pound.
It's like the shilling.
The pound to the dollar, yeah, it does. Yeah. The $2, it feels like something like I'm like, yes, here you go, peasants, take it. I have one gold piece and one 50 bludgeon piece.
Here you go, povos.
Yeah, because you were one of the first country to introduce contactless payment, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like after seeing your 50p coin, I understand why fully now.
You needed it.
Yeah, we need. Yeah, there's a reason why no one carries coins anymore.
Shut up, Counter-Strike!
This is more important. Talking about the weight of a 50-cent coin. Yeah, but like then again, it's like I don't know. Australia, I feel, has this like tendency to be the first to invent or come up with things, but not be the best at it.
Like what? Like what?
Like Wi-Fi.
Oh, wait, you guys invented
We
Wi-Fi?
fucking invented Wi-Fi. Did you know this? Yeah, we invented
Is this an I made it the fuck up moment?
No.
There is no way this is true.
It's from the University of Adelaide, of all places.
How do you know this off by heart?
Because it's just a fun fact about Australia I like telling people. Yeah, so I think it's like the University of Adelaide or somewhere like that invented Wi-Fi. And for some reason, we have the shittest Wi-Fi. Like, what happened?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Capitalism, that's what happened.
Yeah, I mean, like, I was searching up some other weird facts about Australia and Melbourne as well.
Yeah.
And I found out, I guess we also had this on the Australia live stream that we did before, that Melbourne was almost called Batmania.
Yeah.
Did you guys know about this? Because of the founder, John
Batman. Yeah.
That just sounds like a meme. There is no way this is real.
We have like 500 places named Cock in the UK. I don't think we're not one to judge. I don't think we get a say.
I mean, Australia has some pretty fantastically named towns.
Eromanga Sensei.
Eromanga.
I still got to go there, man. I still got to go to
You
Eromanga.
don't. There's like 20 people who live there. It's in like the buttfuck middle of nowhere in Queensland. We also have Banana in Queensland.
Wait, what?
We have a town called Banana.
Anyone from Banana?
No.
Anyone from Banana?
No one.
No?
No.
All right, well,
I don't even think any of you have been to Banana. But we have
What is there?
bananas apparently.
Why is it called banana? Okay, actually, I was looking up some like other things about Australia, and I saw something about the big banana or something.
Oh yeah.
What is
the national pride.
That you-
The big banana.
that you guys are oddly proud about? Do you want to explain that?
I mean, I don't know much about it. I know it's in Queensland somewhere. I was really disappointed when I found out the big banana is not in fact in banana. I feel that was a missed opportunity. But yeah, it's just this one, I guess, tourist attraction? I don't know. Just, I guess, you know,
Mistake?
I don't know. Huh?
Mistake?
I guess, yeah, tourist mistake, I don't know. Where we just have this giant sculpture of a banana, and apparently it's like the biggest fruit sculpture in the world. It's like, wow, what a flex.
Banana is the best thing ever.
Now, maybe you should go to the big banana.
I should, yeah.
Yeah.
I should like that.
Although, also, actually, Connor, you'd also hate that in New South Wales we have a town called Orange as well.
Just destroy it.
Yeah, just
get rid of it.
nuke it right now.
Just get rid of it. No one will know it's missing. Australia's too fucking big.
It is.
It is.
It really is. Like, I don't know, like, there's some parts of Australia that I always forget almost exist. And I know that's like a meme. Like,
Does Australia really exist?
It's not real.
let's
Australia
not
isn't real.
open that
It's not
can
real.
of
It's not
worms.
real.
Yeah. But I don't know if this is just like a me thing, but I always forget that Darwin exists. Do you know what I mean? Okay, so Australia has, you know, obviously same as America, split up into states, right? We're
Right.
in Victoria right now. And one of the states is called the Northern Territory. Have a guess as to why it's called that.
The north.
Because it's in the north. And the
miss.
capital of the Northern Territory is this town called Darwin. Yeah, I know. But
Shout out to the sheep in the audience.
yeah, no, like because the Northern Territory has like massive amounts of sheep. But I mean, I've never been there before. But like,
Oh, is that why he barred?
Yeah.
I was like, I just thought he was like, yeah, mate.
Yeah. It wasn't just like a weirdo making a sheep noise or anything like that.
I'm so confused.
But yeah, so like the capital of, so obviously the capital of Victoria is Melbourne. And you know, each state has the capitals, and the capital of the Northern Territory is Darwin. But the problem is, for one, who's been to Darwin before? Okay,
Oh, that's quite a lot of people.
Quite a lot of people.
Yeah.
what the fuck is there to do in Darwin? Nothing. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Why did you guys go then?
Well, I've noticed that all you guys say is nothing. Is there anything to do in Melbourne? Okay. There's half nothing.
This episode is sponsored by Bokksu. Bokksu delivers the experience of tasting authentic Japanese snacks, teas, and candies sourced directly from century-old small family businesses right to your door. Their mission is to empower Japanese traditional snack makers by sharing their authentic foods and stories with the world. The first Bokksu you'll receive is called the Seasons of Japan. Following that, every single month, you will get a brand new theme sent directly to your door, just like this one. This box's theme is Midori Summer. As always, it comes with a cultural booklet right here that tells you all about the snacks, where they come from, and maybe what the flavors are. Every Bokksu also comes with this cultural guide that tells you all about the snacks, their origins, and the cultural roots. As you guys know from all the Bokksu reads we've already done, I love senbei, and this one is the Kyo no Sato Shiro Miso senbei. So let's give it a shot. Ooh, oh my goodness. Shiro miso being white miso, it's kind of the standard miso soup you'll get pretty much everywhere in Japan. And this is, oh my god, this goes incredibly hard. Why is there only one in this box? I need more. So to get $15 off your very own Bokksu Japanese snack box and support our channel, use our code TRASHTASTE at bokksu.com. That's BOKKSU.com. That is BOKKSU.com with code TRASHTASTE to get $15 off your first box. I'm gonna keep eating this.
This episode is sponsored by Gamersupps. Boys, if you need a clean energy drink with no crashes, no sugar, and tastes godlike, then make sure to check out Gamersupps.
But Joe, I'm looking after my physique now, man. I don't need those calories. Come on, Joey.
Shut the fuck up, Garnt, because Gamersupps is 0-calorie energy formula and is keto friendly and diabetic friendly.
Gamersupps has very unique flavors such as brand risk, and I think there's guacamole gamer fart, and what's this one, Garnt?
It is lemonade.
They don't sound very good, but they are good. Let us know what flavors you'd like to see from Gamersupps, and maybe there are some ideas in the comments below as to what flavors we could have.
Ooh.
Maybe trash flavor?
Garbage juice. Trash juice.
God. Rat fuel?
And not only that, you can drink a great energy drink in these beautiful waifu cups as well.
Look at
so
that.
Mine's got a really
beautiful.
cute succubus on
You
it.
can appreciate the culture while you fuel up, gamers.
So get your own waifu cups at gamersupps.gg/trashtaste and use code TRASHTASTE. That is GAMERSUPPS.gg/trashtaste.
Thank you very much to Gamersupps for sponsoring us today. Back to the episode.
So it's like, it's,
what is there to do in Melbourne that doesn't involve drinking?
Gambling. It is pretty shocking how much gambling goes on in Australia.
Yeah, we have the highest gambling addiction per capita, apparently. Yeah. So, yay, Aussies. No wonder our economy's shit.
No, it's good. For casinos.
For the casinos, it's great.
It's great, it's great.
We actually went to the casino yesterday, right?
Yeah, we went to the Crown yesterday. We were hanging out with, I guess, Chad from the Cold Ones, and where did he drag us to? The Crown. So that was an interesting experience.
Yeah, Chad was like, oh, I gotta take Garnt and Connor to the most Melbourne place ever, and he took us to the fucking Crown. I'm like, well, he's not wrong, I guess. But yeah.
But no, actually, something funny happened at the grounds, didn't it? Because, do you remember this?
Yeah.
Because, okay, so we were with Chad and some other YouTube content creators like Laserbeam, Lachlan as well, who are all like massive creators in their own fields, like 20 million kind of like subscriber range.
Yeah.
And Chad, sorry, let me.
Yes, Chad.
Yes.
Chad,
yes! And Chad apparently has been to the Crown so much that he has a black card to get us into a private room.
That's so disturbing.
Yeah. But unfortunately, you can't go into this private room unless you're wearing, like, I believe, like a jeans or proper trousers, so you can't wear tracksuits.
Yeah, there's like a really strict like dress code.
Yeah. And unfortunately, one of the producers that was with us was wearing tracksuits at the time. And so we get in, they check everyone's ID, and they start checking what we're wearing. And they see that our producer's wearing a tracksuit, and they say, unfortunately, we can't let you in. And as he's giving Joey's ID back, it was almost like a fucking meme. He just goes, "The anime man?" Oh my god.
And then they fucking let us in.
He was like, "Don't worry, I'll pull some strings for the anime man." And to put things in perspective, this has never happened with Chad in the history of him having a black card at all. He's been rejected so many times. And what broke that streak? The anime man.
So, if you ever gamble, take Joey with you.
Yeah, I can get you in anywhere apparently. This is fun. I couldn't fucking believe that. Like, oh my god. It's like if you were fucking, standing in a room with like Barack Obama, right? And then the guy
Who is Barack Obama in this situation?
Like, Barack Obama is like the equivalent of like, Laserbeam and Lachlan and Chad, like all these guys who clearly have like, I'm not even close to their level, right? In terms of subs or like just like how much like notoriety they have, especially in Australia, right? And of course, they point out the motherfucker who watches anime. Like, what?
Yeah, because actually, this is the second time this has happened in Australia, right?
Yeah.
So when was the first time this happened, Joey?
I don't know if I told this on Trash Taste, but it was in Sydney when we were at Smash. And we were in, I forgot the name of the... It was like a pizza bar.
Frankie's.
Yeah, pizza
Frankie's. It was Frankie's Pizza. It's just like in the CBD in Sydney. And I was with Chad, again, and Ludwig. And it was the three of us and this like random dude who we didn't know, just like really like, when someone is so drunk that they look sober? Like where they're like beyond the point of like, oh, he clearly looks drunk to the point where they're just like trying to keep a straight face as much as possible, but it's way too obvious that they're just shit-faced. This is what this fourth guy looked like. Mind you, none of us knew who this guy was. He just like tagged along.
Right.
So we're trying to go in, and obviously because it's a bar, we have to give our ID, right? So we give in our ID, blah, blah, blah. And then the fourth guy didn't have his ID with him.
Right.
For some reason. I don't know why. And the bouncer was like, yeah, so if he's with you and he doesn't have if he doesn't have his ID, we can't let you in.
Now, from what I understand, in Sydney, a bit like London,
Yeah.
you cannot bouncers were not bend the rules at all.
No.
Right?
But Chad, being Chad, was just like, oh, can you do something about it, mate? Like, we really want to go in and eat some pizza. So then the bouncer was like, all right, let me call the manager. So he goes downstairs, he grabs this manager, who is this, like, rocker chick. Like, she should have been to, like, 1,000 punk shows, just, like, piercings everywhere, tats everywhere, right? And she's looking at all of us and just being like, okay, so let me double check your IDs again. So checks me, Chad, and Ludwig's ID. And he looks at it for a while, gives it back to us, and she straight up goes, all right, I'll let you in because you're the anime man. And I'm like, and Ludwig and Chad are just sitting there like, what the And then I got in.
This is unfair.
It's not fair. Look.
Meanwhile, they scanned my bags like 5 times at TSA because they know who I am. They're like, oh, we know you. Don't let him in.
This is what happens when the manager meets the Karen.
Yeah.
They're like, let him in. I don't want any issue.
Yeah, she knew I was a Karen. She's like, all right, let the Karen in. There you go. Get him in.
Yeah.
Is there like a lot of anime fans in Australia? Is it like okay to be a weeb or?
Yeah.
I think, you know, much like the rest of the world, I feel like the time that, especially like you and I have done YouTube, I feel in that.
Because he's too fucking old.
Because he's an old fuck, yeah.
Old.
But like in the time that like around when you and I started, especially in Australia, and I'm sure in like the UK as well, and like in America and all that kind of stuff, it was like way more of a niche. Like it was kind of like you'd get bullied in school for watching anime.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel today
I still get bullied.
Yeah, exactly.
Watching anime.
But like I feel today it's like, I don't know. Would you say it's like a little more accepted to watch anime, or?
I would say it is. When you guys were growing up, was it like very unacceptable and like you would get kind of like bullied for that kind of thing?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I got bullied to shit for it, so, you know.
Did you actually?
Yeah.
But you're Japanese. You have a reason to be a weeb.
Yeah, but I also went to a school in the Northern Beaches where I was the only even remotely Asian kid. So like I got bullied like first off for just being Asian in a white school, and then on top of that, when they found out I liked this like Japanese cartoon shit, they were like, oh, extra ammunition for the fire.
And you play video games as
and
well?
I played video games. I played JRPGs of all games. So I was like, I was not helping my case. But like I feel now it's, I don't know. What's it like in the UK? Like, is it a little more accepted?
So, like, I went through a stage of just being a complete closet weeb.
Yeah,
right?
same.
Because also, it wasn't just, like, not socially accepted in my school and everything. My parents also, like, soft-pressured me to, like, stop a lot of times.
Wait. You let your parents know you were watching anime?
Of course I did.
Bro, I didn't.
Okay, here's the reason why. Yeah. Okay. Because...
me.
Okay, back when I was just getting into anime, right?
Yeah.
Crunchyroll didn't exist. I didn't really know that anime was readily available on the internet back then, because it was just before like the streaming like platforms had really started rising up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So how I got my anime was basically going through eBay and buying what I thought was legitimate DVDs. But of course, I was under 18, so every time I wanted to watch a new show, I was like, Mom, can I borrow your credit card? I wanna watch these Japanese cartoons.
I wanna watch Naruto Shippuden.
No joke. The first series I ever bought was actually Naruto, right?
Of course, yeah.
Okay. And I thought I was buying an official box set. So I thought, I'll go on eBay. I was like, oh, brilliant. Naruto episode 1 to episode 200, and it's like 50 pounds or something. That's the deal. Why is this cheaper than every other option on eBay right now? And so I borrow my mom's credit card. I buy the DVDs, and it shows up. And what I was expecting to be an official box set, it was just a fucking CD case. with handwritten Naruto episode 0 to 50 on like one CD.
Yeah.
And I don't think it was even a DVD. It was a VCD, which is a video CD.
Dude, there are probably people in this audience who don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
Me.
A VCD?
I don't
They were
remember
around
that.
when you were around. You're not that young.
I remember we had floppy disks in my house, and I just used to think like, what is this weird thing when I slide the door? And I didn't use it. I just,
Why does this not fit into my DS?
I was just like, what is this? Let me go and play on Miniclip. That was good.
Did you miss the VHS era?
No, of course not.
Okay.
I had
You're not
that.
that young. Thank
No,
God.
no.
Yeah, you're not that young, yeah.
I used to like record Family Guy episodes. My parents wouldn't let me watch Family Guy, so I had to like, I'd turn off the TV, but it would still record the channel. Yeah. So I would just leave it on and let it record Family Guy, and then I would wake up.
You
and I'd
ripped
watch it.
Family Guy episodes onto VHS?
Yeah.
Damn, that's ghetto, bro.
It was so
Holy
bad.
fuck.
It was awful quality as well.
I guess like in my case, like I didn't really have to like be closeted like to my parents or anything because like my mom was the one that introduced me to anime growing up. Like
Try to make you a
Right.
Oh yeah. She was like, yeah, he looks like a weeb. This is the only way he's gonna learn Japanese. Give him some Doraemon. He'll eat that shit up. Yeah, I know, and it's great. And but I think like I also had when I was a kid this kind of like blank phase with watching anime because it's like the only access to anime that I had at the time was just either my mom grabbing VHSs from Japan or my grandma basically doing what you did, where like she would rip like anime on TV onto VHS and then send me these like giant boxes to Australia that would take like 3 months by freight.
God.
So like by the time it arrived, it was like already old as shit.
So they were like trying their best to make you a weeb.
And they succeeded. So
They must have known you were going to be the anime man.
Yeah,
they were like,
they
we
knew.
got to get him on it
They
now.
knew, man. They knew. But like, yeah, I don't think. So I had this like kind of blank phase where like, because I didn't have the knowledge of like buying shit off eBay or anything like that. So like, I think the next time I started watching anime was when was it? It was when only Australians will get this, but. It was when they finally started airing anime on Cheese TV. Which was this
Sorry,
like...
on
What anime were available?
There was Naruto and like One Piece, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! What else was there?
Card captors?
Oh, Cardcaptor, yeah. Cardcaptor Sakura, Sailor Moon reruns were on there as well. Yeah, and then like, Digimon, and there was just like, they just kind of kept growing out that thing. So like, the only opportunity I got to watch anime like in primary school was just every Sunday morning. I'd fucking wake my sister up at like 6 a.m. and just be like, latest episode of One Piece is on, get up! And she'd be like, fuck off. So I would just sit in front of the TV for 6 hours every Sunday morning and just like binge as much anime as possible.
Oh, good old days, man.
That was the good old days, man. Is Cheese TV still going? Yeah.
What was it called? Cheese?
Cheese TV.
Cheese?
It used to be called Toasted TV. And then it changed to Cheese TV.
So creative.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get why.
Other way around?
Oh, it's the other way around. So it's Cheese TV and then it became Toasted
fake
TV.
Australian.
Exposed.
Thank
What
you.
a fake Australian, huh?
Wow.
Was there anything on TV that your parents didn't let you watch?
They didn't let me watch South Park. Yeah.
Makes sense. Checks out.
And
checks
Family
out.
Guy. They didn't let me watch Family Guy.
Yeah, that's why I had to sneak the VHS tapes in.
Yeah. But they let me watch like Simpsons and Futurama.
Okay.
They
That
wanted
was a good
me.
choice.
They wanted me to watch literally anything but cartoons. They thought cartoons for kids, even if it was
Right.
like Family Guy and South Park.
Well, like, how old were you at this point?
Like 12.
Oh.
They were like, "You should watch real people stuff. Stop being a kid." And I was like, "Oh, okay, but I like The Simpsons."
Like, son, sit down and watch Law and Order with me.
They'd make me watch. I don't think you guys have this. We had a thing called like "I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here." Do you guys have?
Oh, I remember that.
They would film that in Australia though.
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah, they would basically just send like fucking D-tier British celebrities to the Australian jungle, and they're like, "Look, spider," and they go, "Ah!" And they're like, "Now you got to hold spider." I'm like, "Oh no, I don't want to do it." And then they hold it, and you're like, "Oh," and then you vote. It's
That
so
sounds
shit.
hilarious.
No, it's terrible. It's so bad.
I love when non-Australians react to Just because like I've tried to convince so many of my friends, especially Japanese friends, to come to Australia, and the first thing they always say is like, "Yeah, but the spiders."
Is it that bad? I haven't seen one. Yeah, it's not that bad, right?
No.
How many of you have actually had an experience with a spider in your house? Like a fuck off. Oh, you absolute liars! You absolute liars!
All right.
Oh, it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
Is it like once a year? Twice a year?
It's like once a month, right? Yeah.
Once a month?
Yeah.
I'm burning the fucking house down.
No, but I can explain. Because you know we have tons of different spiders, right? But the spider that always fucking shows up into the house is the huntsman spider. Which
Why are you wooing?
Because the huntsman spider is an Australian's best friend.
Oh, okay.
Is
Right?
it? Why is it Australia's best friend? Because
Because
I've seen pictures of the huntsman
Yeah,
spider.
the big
and they
fuck
look
off spiders,
fucking
right?
terrifying. I'm not gonna lie.
They look terrifying, but the huntsman spider is good because if you see a huntsman spider on your wall or your ceiling or whatever, that means that you have either an infestation of flies or mosquitoes in your house.
Oh,
and the
great.
huntsman spider makes a bro move and he's like, "Dog, don't worry about it. I'm gonna eat them all and then get the fuck out."
They don't leave.
So what you do is, if you see a huntsman spider on your wall or your ceiling, you just leave him be.
Fuck off.
You do. You leave him be because it's like he's cleaning up the house.
Is this true?
Is that what you guys do?
No, it's not.
Yes,
Fuck
it
off.
is.
Are you telling me if there was like 4 giant spiders above your like bed, you're like, I'll leave Steve to the morning. No, you're like, get the fuck out of here.
No, you just leave them there because they never bite and they're non-venomous and they're actually afraid of people. So if you like try and go and, you know, like brush them away, then they'll just fucking run away. So it's like, I used to have one as a pet.
All right, so wait.
I used to have one as a
Aussies
pet.
be built different, man.
I used to
What is
catch.
going on?
I used to catch flies, rip off their wings, and then give it to the huntsman.
Yeah, no wonder it's not fucking leaving your house because you're
And then-
giving it a 4-meal course every day.
And then one day I woke up and he was gone, and I was like, "Good knowing you, bro." He's moved on to a different house.
So, what spiders do we need to look out for? What animals in like your day-to-day life?
So
do
the
you actually
rule
need
of
to look out
thumb
for?
with like spiders or snakes in Australia is that the more colourful they are, the more fucked up they are. So
this
we
true?
have the redback spider, which is like you don't fuck with him,
What is it? What if you get bitten by it? What happens?
you die.
Okay.
Just straight up. You
All
just-
right, wait. Important question. Is this taught in school, like Australian school?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
good.
I used to, in my kindergarten, there was this massive poster of like all the different species of like commonly seen spiders and snakes that they would just like have on the wall. And I remember some like lessons, we were like 3 or 4 years old. I don't know if this was just my kindergarten, but it was like big like A3 poster of all these snakes and spiders. And they'd be like, "Okay, kids, if you see any of these, then cry to your mum and dad and don't go near any of them because you will die." And all the kids are like, "Okay." It's like, it's just ingrained into you as an Australian because it's like survival of the fittest in this country. That's why we only have 26 million people who live here.
How the fuck did any of those like British people that came here like survive? I just feel like we're just not built for this.
No.
Like the worst we have is like a goose. Just like it's like oh
Not deer,
you
Connor?
guys have-
Not deer? Not deer?
we don't have deer. We don't have deer. We don't have them.
You guys have foxes, right?
Yeah, but foxes, bro. Dude, this is okay. I'm gonna rant now because this is like children books making foxes seem like they're the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
They don't fucking do anything. They don't want you. They're smart enough to know that you're like a big. They're like, fuck that. I'm gonna go get like a sheep. They can't do anything. They don't do anything. And half the time when I saw them in London, they were just in the trash. And I'm like,
But that's the thing. That's like the common misconception with snakes and spiders in Australia as well. Is that like snakes are fucking pussies. Like the only reason why they bite people is for a defense mechanism. It's because people are going up to them being like, "Oh, look at the fucking snake," and then they just start like slapping this shit around. And it's like, yeah,
you
no,
guys do
A
this?
typical Aussie thing to do, right?
it's like no wonder you're getting bitten. You're harassing the hell out of the snake. Just leave it alone, and it won't do anything.
Have you ever needed to get rid of a snake in your house?
Yeah. Many
okay, hold on. Is this normal?
Many times.
Is this
No,
normal?
this is fuck off. This is not normal.
Yes.
You're fucking with me.
Who's had a snake in their house? Yeah, that's what I
All
thought.
right, do you have to do it yourself, or is there like someone to call to get rid of it?
Have
for
I
you?
told this story on Trash Taste? I don't remember.
No,
But
you've never told a snake story
okay,
in
so-
Trash Taste.
It was, so there's been a couple of instances, but the one that's just forever ingrained into my mind is I was in high school. I was like year 10 or something. And I was coming back from school, and because both my parents were working, you know, they'd come back like at night, so I would usually be the first one home. So I'd walk in, and my entranceway was basically this like 2-door system, whereas like we had a steel gate that you'd open.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then you'd walk in, take your shoes off, and then there'd be the main door to get into the house.
See, that's how you know the country is fucked up little bugs and shit.
Yeah.
In the UK, we don't have that. We barely have a door. It barely works half the time.
So there was the two things, right? So you'd have to open the gate first before you can open the door. And so I put the key in, I unlock it, and I try and open it, and it's just like not moving at all. It's like kind of stuck, and I'm like, the fuck? I unlocked it. What's going on? And I'm looking around, and I look up, and there's a tree snake right here, like looking at my face. And the first instinct as an Australian is not, oh fuck, that's a snake. It's, fuck, I don't know if that's venomous or not. So what I did in a fit of panic, I don't know if you've ever just like looked over and the snake's face is just right here, but it scares the shit out of you, right? So I'm like, oh shit, and I swing it open, and the snake runs behind the shoe cabinet. Right? And I'm like, and now I'm in a pickle. I'm like, well, I can't open the main entrance because the snake's probably going to get in, and that's just a whole other issue. And also, I don't want to do anything to the snake because I'm not smart enough to identify what it is, all right? So I don't know if it's...
I'm stupid. I can't do anything.
So I'm just like, I don't know if that's venomous or not. I'm not going to do anything. But in Australia, I don't know if you guys have this in Melbourne, but there is a hotline that you can call called Snake Patrol.
They really couldn't think of a better name.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, the name speaks for itself, right? So I remembered. I was like, that's right. We have Snake Patrol here. So I call them up, and I'm like, and this like real fucking yobbo like answers the phone, and he's just like,
Wait, what?
I'll explain that to you later. But basically, like he picks up the phone, old guy, and he was just like, and I was like, oh yeah, I got a snake, and I need help. And he was like, all right, I'll be there in 5 minutes. And sure enough, 5 minutes later, this guy comes out, rocks up, walks towards the door, and he's like, all right, where's the fucking snake? and I'm just like, right there. And he just like, he looks down like this, looks at it for about 20 seconds, and he's like, oh yeah, that's a tree snake. And then he walks off. So all the Snake Patrol is there to do is to basically identify if the snake is poisonous or not. If it is poisonous, then he'll go to his truck and get all the necessary like tools to remove it safely. If it's not poisonous, then he's like, you can do it. So basically what I had to do was, you know, I'm like 15, 16, right? Like, I'm like, okay, I know this thing isn't gonna kill me, but I don't want to get bitten. It'll still hurt. So I was basically just like sitting there for 40 minutes just staring at this thing, waiting for my dad to come home. And I'm like, don't you fucking move. My dad's gonna... Sure enough, my dad rocks up. I tell him the situation. My dad does the exact same thing, like does this. He's like, oh yeah, that's a tree snake.
Walks off.
No. And my dad just literally just pulls his arm under, grabs the snake, like in the hand, and just goes, all right, get in. And that's the moment I knew to never fuck with my dad. And I feel that's a very common story you'd hear in Australia. It's because sometimes snakes get curious and they're like, oh, this looks like a warm, comfortable home I can turn into my new abode. Let's try and get in. And then, yeah. So like all those videos you see online of like snakes in the kitchen, that's quite common.
Fuck you now.
Especially if you're in like rural Australia, like that shit happens all the time.
One thing I am actually jealous of, not the snakes, not the spiders, I'm not jealous of that, but it's the amount of like different birds you have here.
Oh yeah.
In England, we have like pigeons and seagulls. I remember like the first time I landed in Sydney, I thought it was like a city. I'm used to like seeing some exotic birds, and the first thing I see was, I believe, like, I didn't know what it was. I just saw a bird with a really long, thin beak. And then And then I look at it and I'm like, and then Sydney's like, Garnt, what are you looking at? And then she looks at it and she goes, what the fuck is that?
That's called a bin chicken.
Yeah. That is just the weirdest fucking thing.
It is the weirdest thing. They're an absolute nuisance as well.
I just can't believe they exist. Like, I feel like every other country, there would have been something that just got rid of them by accident, you know, like in the UK we just have annoying little kids. They would piss them off and they'd be like, oh, fuck this, we're going back in the country.
No, but the problem with the bin chickens is that they're so big that the kids are like, I don't want to go anywhere near that thing. Like,
how are they so big? They're walking around like little toddlers. It's so weird.
it's because they just like, as the name suggests, they just go into the bins and they just fucking, they're basically like our equivalent of crows. I mean, we have that, you know, we have what are the blackbirds that we have here again? Magpies, thank you. Yeah, we have the magpies
I've
here.
heard that magpies are kind of cunts. Is that true?
Oh yeah. In fact, I think it's like, I read a study that said like, magpies were like, I think number 1 or number 2 biggest reason as to why cyclists get into accidents. Because they're such shit cunts. All right, let me tell you. Magpies, right, they do this thing called swooping, right? Which is basically, they're so incredibly territorial that if you go even in like a 10-kilometer radius of their nest, they're just like, that's a threat. And they just start swooping you. And so cyclists who are like, just, you know, having a casual Sunday morning cycle, just get swooped by these magpies and they fucking go ass over tit. And then
they fucking just dive bomb them?
Yeah, they dive bomb them.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Who's been dive bombed by a magpie before? Yeah, thank you.
I'm
another
never
common.
cycling here.
Yeah. So, Connor, cycleathon in Australia, right?
Level impossible.
Connor's gonna turn up in a full suit of armor, and he's like, okay, I am ready now.
Okay, let's hypothetically, let's say I was stupid enough to say yes.
Okay.
And I'm ready to fight off every single dangerous animal and fucking, I can't even sleep in my hotel room without fear of being killed by a spider.
Okay.
Your internet is so fucking shit here. I'll be like, hey guys, well, welcome back to the stream. All right, I'll see you guys in 2 hours when I get near a telephone tower. Also, okay, so in Japan, right, when you cycle between the cities, it's like everything's about 50 to 100 kilometers separate.
Yeah.
In Australia, it's like, all right, 2 days into the cycleathon, and we still haven't left Sydney. 4 days in, I still haven't got to the next city. Maybe 9 days in, we'll finally reach another city, and it'll be fucking Canberra. Yeah. Oh, fuck this. I'm going home.
Yeah, I've always thought about that. Like, if you were to do a cyclothon in Australia, what would be like the most optimal route? Because it's like, cycling from Sydney to Canberra would be nice while you're in Sydney for the first 3 days. But then after that, it's like, fuck all. Like, it's not, like, what? I don't know.
I know, like, because Australia is massive,
yeah.
Right? Cycling isn't the most optimal way to get around this country.
Yeah.
Especially with all of the dangers that you'll have to go
quick
through.
time events, magpies.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I don't think it'll be doable, to be honest with you. Maybe if you, like, went from one end of Sydney to the other. Maybe. But that wouldn't be much fun.
That would be shit.
Yeah. Imagine how you'd advertise that. I cycle all of Sydney. Australians are like, wow. The rest of the world is like, you cycle the city. The fuck?
What other kind of birds are there here in Australia that you get to regularly see?
Birds in Australia? Obviously we have cockatoos.
Oh yeah, we just see flocks of them here.
Yeah.
It's so weird because this is such an exotic bird that, you know, you rarely get to see.
They sound
just in
like,
the wild.
their cry sounds like a chain smoker trying to hack up a loogie, you know? It's like, It's like, my God, when you get woken up by that at like 5 in the morning, it's just like, oh my God, I'm gonna kill these birds. And then we have the kookaburra as well, which is a bird that the cry sounds like it's laughing.
What type of bird is the one you have as a pet?
I had a cockatiel, which is just like a small, it's like a baby cockatoo. Basically.
No, it looked like an SS tier skin of a pigeon. It was sick. It looks so cool. Yeah, like our birds all suck in the UK. We just have pigeons, like and
Well, I mean,
hundreds of them.
we have pigeons and seagulls here as
Yeah,
well.
but you guys have other tiers. You have like SS tier birds, like this.
Yeah, you guys actually have like a drop rate with like
Yeah.
different tiers of birds here.
Sure,
We
yeah.
have 2, and they're both like 1 stars.
Yeah, seagulls and pigeons.
I don't know. What would be the most exotic bird you'd see?
Because you are
Commonly.
like, after
Any
coming to your
ideas?
house for the first time, you actually convinced me when I'm able to get one, I'm definitely going to get a bird as a pet.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh,
They're
I
the
want
best.
a pet. Does anyone here have a pet bird? Woo.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
That's
hell
what's
yeah,
up.
hell yeah, you know.
Pet birds are awesome. They have so
Yeah.
much personality.
Oh my god. I saw I have another bird story after my previous bird story involving a bird in Thailand.
Yeah.
I saw the saddest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Okay.
In my Thai house last month when I was living there. So in my Thai house, it's kind of out of the city, so it's kind of like closer to the outskirts. It's closer to nature. So we see a lot of wildlife there. We have had massive snakes that we've had to get rid of our snakes in our house as well. But we get a lot of birds as well. And this one time, I was just chilling out in my hammock in my backyard, and I see 2 birds in front of me. One's just sitting there, and there is another bird who I assume to be a male bird doing some kind of mating dance. So he had his wings out like this. Going like this,
Yeah.
just doing this.
Oh, is that like the blackbirds?
Sorry?
Are they like the blackbirds? That
I
do
think
that?
so, yeah,
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so he was dancing in front of this other bird for a full-on 10 minutes. And then after about 10, 15 minutes, the other bird just flies off. And I've never wanted...
The bird flew off. Yes.
I've never wanted to give a bird a hug so badly in my life, because all he did was just slowly put his wings back, didn't even fly off, and just walked off to a bush.
That's just me every time I'm at a club. I dance for 10 minutes, the woman walks off, and I'm like, all right, I'll get a beer.
That was just like a bro moment in real life. I was like, bro, it's okay, man, it's okay. You'll find another one.
There's
man.
another
You'll
one,
find
don't
another
worry.
one.
Why do you guys have so many stories with animals?
I'm in Australia.
This is so
what do you
weird.
think? Well, do you not have any?
I thought we
What
all
are
watched,
the
I thought
animals-
we played games and watched anime. Why are we interacting with so much nature?
What are the animals that you commonly find in Wales?
Sheep.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's a Welsh pastime? Well, what do you guys do?
Sometimes you'll be on the train and then it'll be like, sorry, there is a sheep on the track. We cannot continue. It's real. That happens a lot. And you're like, well, how do we move it? And you're like, you don't. It just moves.
Well, you don't, but like, the sheep can't be that big, right? You could just get
No, but you
someone to
can't
just
fucking-
push it.
You can't push a sheep.
Why
They're
not?
fucking big.
Just get like 3 people to just be like, all right, out of the way.
All right, get Gavin, Steve.
Yeah,
We're going to
fuck-
go push
yeah,
these
fuck off.
fucking sheep. No,
All the train conductors are like, all right, come on, let's go. Move the sheep.
they'll eventually move.
Wait, okay, so you said you've experienced that before, right?
Yeah, many
what's,
times.
What's the longest you've had to wait for a sheep to move?
Like 40 minutes.
Oh my god.
Because sometimes it's like they bring all their friends and they're all crossing. Because sometimes the train go through like someone's farmland.
Yeah.
So then it's just like, you're just slowly watching them go. And then they're like, let's go back.
Oh my god.
No, okay. But yeah, that happens. Other than that, just it's like imagine you ever did like a difficulty slider of like wildlife.
Yeah.
Wales is like putting it all the way down to 0, and Australia is like cranking it to 10,
Yeah.
and then putting like nightmare mode on top of it.
Yeah.
It's like we don't have anything that's really dangerous. We just had like rams. Do you guys have rams?
Do we have rams?
There's like sheep that are really angry.
I think we do have rams, but you'd have to go out to like rural Australia to find those, and like no one fucking lives out there. So.
I was like, I was shopping one time at this local, like I don't know, like a corner store. It was kind of far out, and I was just there, and I went outside of the store, and as I came out of the store, there was just a ram, just on the road. And
Oh, I've had that similar experience, but with a kangaroo.
Australian moment.
I was at my local IGA represent.
Okay, wow, what is that? What's an IGA?
It's like a corner store.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was at my local IGA, and I walked in to just buy like, I don't know what I was buying, some chips or something. And I walk out and I turn the corner and there's just like a root. Just standing there on the sidewalk, and there was the most awkward moment. It's like when you like meet an ex. You know, I'm just standing there just maintaining eye contact with this root, not saying anything, and I'm like, so who's gonna make the first move here? Like, is it...
You ran, right?
No, I just saw him and I'm like, all right, he's not gonna do anything, so I just walked back to my car. And the Roo was just chilling there. He wasn't doing anything. Like when I say Roo, right? Like I think most foreigners, when they think of like kangaroos, they think of like the red kangaroos, like the fucking like red shithouse kangaroos, right? Like those guys you only really see when you go out into like rural Australia. Where I'm from, because my backyard was next to a national park, so we got a lot of like kind of smaller kangaroos and a lot of like rock wallabies, which are like it's like they probably stand about that tall. They're really cute. Yeah, wallabies.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, they're just like small kangaroos, basically. But I remember the first time we used to get rock wallabies coming into my backyard, and you know, just to like hang out and stuff. And my dad would be like, just to hang out.
Just come to hang out.
Yeah, there was like, oh, there's lots of wildlife here. Let's just hang out, see what's happening. And I remember there was this like rock wallaby that came out, and my dad was like, son, you should go feed him. And I was like 5. And I'm like, Dad, I'm not too sure, man. He's like the same size as me. And he's like, nah, it's a rock wallaby. He won't fuck you up, don't worry. So he gave me some bread. And it's just this moment of just like slowly walking up to this rock wallaby, just hands shaking, being like, eat it, please, don't kill me. And then the moment the rock wallaby took it out of my hand, I was like, oh, God is real. Because it was great.
Because
it was
you
like,
fed an animal?
Yeah, well, when you're 5 years old, dude, everything is magical. And when you see this, like, fucking rock wallaby the same size as you, just be like, thank you for the gift, human. It's like, oh, you know what? Animals are kind of cool. I don't know. That's the moment. I'm sure every Australian has had this moment where, like, is it a common stereotype that all Australians love animals?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like you have to, because it's the survival
You have no
instinct,
choice.
right?
Do you guys like animals? Yeah?
Is anyone who doesn't like animals?
You're in the wrong country.
Yeah, I mean, I remember the first time I saw a kangaroo, because I've obviously seen kangaroos on television and stuff like that. And then I basically, you know, when I went to visit my family in Melbourne last time I was here, I saw one for the first time. And actually just seeing one in real life, just moving around, I'm like, my first instinct was like, that's fucked up. And let me explain. Let me cook for a second. Let me cook, because I just seeing this kangaroo move around, I'm like, okay, let me try to process this. So in the entire history of Earth, natural selection with animals, everyone in every different continent, animals decided, yeah, all right, let's walk on 4 legs. All right, that's just the way to get around. Unless you're a chimp, then you walk on 2 legs. All right, and then in this island called Australia, little continent, fucking kangaroos are like, yeah, just fucking bounce. How does that make sense? How does that make sense? How did natural selection get to this point that they decided to do that?
Well, sometimes kangaroos do actually walk on 4 legs. They kind of like use their front 2 legs like that, and they just kind of bounce like that. if they, you know, but that's their equivalent of like a Sunday morning walk, you know. Well, when they need a fucking move, they just like, all right, fuck the front legs, let's go. You know, so I mean, yeah, it is true. It is the weirdest animal
Watching
in the world.
a kangaroo was so weird, because I was just like, there was just one deer that just decided, I'm gonna do leg day, and just started squatting, and that's why I believe like kangaroos came from.
Every day's leg day with a kangaroo.
Yeah.
Isn't the deadliest animal that bird? The one that looks like an ostrich?
Oh, the cassowary.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I think it's the world's most dangerous. That's not a bird, that's a dinosaur.
Well,
Like,
it is threatening.
It's scary. I remember when I was up in Cairns one time, which is
Wait, where?
Cairns?
Like in France?
No. That's C-A-N-N-E-S. Cairns is spelled C-A-I-R-N-S. IRNS. Yeah, right?
That's the most Australian spelling.
Yeah, Cairns. It's basically right where like the Great Barrier Reef is.
Okay.
So when I went there in Cairns, my family and I went on this like kind of rainforest safari type of thing where we rented out like a dirt buggy. It's basically like, think of a golf cart, except if it was four-wheel drive. So we're riding through this, and we had the ranger that was with us, doing like a guided tour, being like, this is the great rainforests of Cairns, and it's beautiful, and it's humid as shit, and I want to die. And he just stopped the car, and he was like, guys, it's your lucky day. That right there is a wild cassowary. And we look over, and this thing is just giving us the Luigi death stare. He's like, you are not supposed to be here.
This is my turn.
And I think even the ranger figured that out, because after he said that, he paused for like 2 seconds, and he's like, we should go.
They run this town.
Dude, it's so scary, because like they have
It's like razor beak, right?
Yeah,
it's like super sharp.
Well, actually, the most dangerous thing about it is its feet, because it has these like 3 giant claws that uses it to kick. And apparently, if you get kicked by a cassowary, you're just done.
It just looks like a dinosaur that forgot to die during the. They're like, oh fuck, where's all my mates gone?
Wait, are you saying we're the strongest now? Oh, don't mind if I do. I think I'll stick around. Thank you very much. Yeah, no, they're scary.
Yeah, one thing I've always been curious about, going back to spiders and snakes, is what are you taught to do if you get bitten by one? Like, what are you actually taught to do?
What, if we see one?
No, if you actually get bitten by one.
Cry. Just cry.
Yeah, just give up.
Just pray?
I think there was a lot of like TV shows when I was growing up that were kind of like, because I loved watching like nature documentaries, like the David Attenboroughs and all those. And I remember one of the shows that was on, I forgot the name of it, but it was basically like kind of survival, like Australian survival documentary of some sort, where it was like, what should you do if you're out in the desert and you get bitten by a spider or you get bitten by a snake? Like, here are the procedures that you need to go through. And I think with a spider or a snake, if you say like get bitten in like the arm, I think the first thing you're supposed to do is like, you're supposed to like wrap up, like get your t-shirt or something, wrap up your arm as tight as you can so that the venom doesn't go to the rest of your body.
Is this true?
It's something like that, right?
Has anyone had to do this?
Yeah?
Holy shit.
Who's been bitten by a snake before?
You're a doctor. You're like, gotta do it
that's
myself.
That's what you're supposed to do, right? I'm correct in that? Yeah? Yeah, so you're supposed to wrap it up with like a cloth of some kind, as tight as you can, so that the venom doesn't run through the rest of your body. And then obviously, if you have reception, you gotta fucking.
I feel like this really should have been given to me on the fly. This information, like I feel really unprepared.
Welcome to Australia.
Yeah, the only thing they cared about was
what you should do when
like,
you get bitten by a venomous snake.
Yeah, the only thing they taught me was like, please don't you dare bring an apple in our country. We will kill you. Do you have any seeds? Have you eaten any seeds? Are you sure you didn't bring anything in the country?
Yeah, we're very tight asses on that. I mean, it makes sense, like because Australia has such a unique environment where it's like.
But I've never seen such intensity.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think it's because it's happened once before.
Yeah.
That's the reason why we have fucking cane toads everywhere. Is because some asshole brought in an insect that ate all of our cane sugar and was just like, we got to get rid of these. I think they're flies or mosquitoes. I forgot what they were. But they were destroying our sugar cane, which is like, I think we make the most amount of sugar cane in the world or something, or we export the most or something. But these flies are just like completely destroying all these crops.
Right.
And there's nothing in at the time, the current Australian like animal kingdom that ate these pests.
Right.
So then some Australian politician or something was just like, so I've heard that overseas, there's a specific type of toad that eats these fuckers. We should bring them in. And the Australian government was like, that's a great idea, Steve, let's do it. So then they introduced these cane toads, and sure enough, it wipes out all of the flies, right? But then I guess Steve didn't think it through that the cane toad is also venomous and nothing eats it. So now we just have an infestation of cane toads that are just fucking up the country. And they're like, well, not much we can do about that, eh? It's just kind of fucked up. So next time,
I think they should just
don't
keep
bring any apples in.
They should just keep upping it. We should find something else that can get rid of the cane toad.
Yeah.
And then have another thing ready to get rid of that thing that we bring
There
out.
is. It's called humans.
Okay.
Yeah, but you're gonna lose that war if you try, right? I mean, you lost the emu war. So, what makes
Yeah.
you think you're gonna do any better against cane toads?
You
Let's
guys
be
don't have a
honest.
good track record against animals.
No, we don't. I mean, can you blame us? Like, we're the visitors. Humans are merely the visitors to this country. It's an animal kingdom here. But that's what I think. That's what at least for me, that's what got me really interested in just like learning about animals at a young age. Is because when I found out that like, oh, Australia has this like such cool, unique set of animals that could kill me at any day, but are also
just a casual could kill me any day.
just
whatever,
casual.
whatever.
My life could end, but it's also just super fascinating to like learn about because it's, I don't know, it's fucking cool. Like, right? Yeah.
All right, yeah. Speaking of Aussie things, though, I
Yeah.
did find a list. I don't know if this is accurate, but I feel like since we have a live crowd, we can test how accurate it is.
Okay.
Because it's a list of things most Aussies do that you guys now consider normal. So,
Okay.
I want to test this out.
Sure.
Okay. So, number one, steal a traffic cone on the side of the road to take home.
Why are you proud of this?
Because everybody has done this. First of all, they're called witches' hats. We don't call them traffic cones.
Wait, is it this widespread? I thought it was, because in England we still do it, but only like uni age, you know, that's a uni thing to do.
I don't know. Wasn't it like Trafalgar Square where they kept putting it on top of it? Like this like 20-meter tall statue.
Yeah.
They just kept getting a cone on top of it, and no one knew how. And whenever they removed it, some dude would just put it back.
That's amazing.
No one knows how.
I love that.
All right, number two.
Yeah.
I saw this and I was like, I've never heard of anyone do this before, so this might just be the list.
Okay.
Hang a sack of wine to a clothesline.
Okay, what the fuck is a sack of wine?
No fucking... No,
I found out. So I found out that different states call it different things. So what do you guys call it in Melbourne? The what? No, not goon. Like the actual game of putting it on the clothesline and spinning it around. You know the game I'm talking about?
Wait, hold
Goon
up,
of Fortune,
hold the
right?
fuck up. I've missed like 5 steps.
Okay. Let me explain. Let me explain. So. Here's another. Australia is known for inventing a lot of things, like that have helped the world.
This is something that should not be invented.
We
by the
invented
way.
Wi-Fi, great invention. We invented the lawnmower, great invention. We also invented the goon, which is just our way of calling wine, just really shit wine. You put it into a bag and then you stuff that into a box. It's basically boxed wine, but we call it goon. And there is and also because Australia is such a heavy drinking culture, we come up with a lot of really dumb drinking games. And one of them is called Goon of Fortune, which is basically, you know those like what is it? The clothing lines, right? That you can spin. Do you know these?
Wait, what?
No.
Okay, I found out only Australia has this. So basically, in your backyard, there is this like clothesline, but it's this like, think of like a giant like parasol, essentially. It's the shape of a parasol, but there's like clotheslines on it, and you can spin it. I don't know why.
Why would you want to spin it?
To play Goon of Fortune, obviously.
Of course,
So
sorry.
basically, Goon of Fortune is this game where if your mate has a spinning clothesline in their backyard, and someone has a goon sack, which everyone does, you pin up the goon sack onto this thing. Everybody stands around the clothesline, and then just like Wheel of Fortune, which is what it's named after, you spin the clothesline, and wherever the goon sack stops, you got to take a sip.
Wait, so how does this involve wine? When do we get wine into this?
Well, how are you supposed to hang a beer?
Why'd you want to hang a beer?
Well, that's what I'm saying. You got to hang it to the clothesline, right? And a goon bag is just in a bag, so it's really easy to hang up. Also, it tastes like shit, so no one wants to do it, right? Which is the whole point of a drinking game.
This sounds so bad.
I know.
I feel like this is your way of sticking it to the French. I'm convinced that's it.
Everyone has their own way.
Right, everyone
That's their own way. Ours is Goon of Fortune.
Number 3, of course, I heard of this one before. Drink alcohol out of a shoe.
Yep. Good old Shoey.
Who here has actually done a shoey? That is...
That guy does a shoey every morning.
I can't start my morning without a Shoey. Yeah, Shoeys are horrible. Don't do it.
I'm actually glad, because the ratio of you guys that have done a shoey wasn't as high as I thought it was.
Oh no,
So-
but that's
so
because
nasty.
we're that's because we're in a city.
Oh.
And there's things to do in a city.
Yeah,
when,
like
when you're in rural Australia, there's nothing to do other than do a shoey.
All right. Number 4 is mix chocolate and Vegemite.
I don't know about
that's
this.
nasty.
Oh, I read that and I
Wait,
was like...
who's done this before? Yeah, get
Someone
fucked,
said,
right?
get fucked.
That's horrendous. I mean, like, okay, Vegemite is already this one thing that divides Australians. Like, it's like natto in Japan, right? Like, not every Japanese person likes natto in the same way. Not every Australian likes Vegemite. Who here likes Vegemite?
I like Vegemite, it's really good.
Okay, maybe I was wrong. But the most common, at least my midnight snack when I was in uni, was Vegemite and cheese sandwiches. Yeah, that's the shit. You take a slice of like nice bigger cheese, and you put some Vegemite on it, 2 pieces of bread, you bite on that shit. Oh, instant nut. It's so good.
I like how you had to tell me what a Vegemite and cheese sandwich was. Like how, I wouldn't have known how to build
just in
those
case,
2 ingredients.
Just in case you
and
didn't
2
know.
pieces of bread.
Just in case you didn't know. Yeah.
Thank you for clarifying.
I don't know what kind of psychotic person would mix chocolate with Vegemite though. That sounds, here's a word you can learn in Australia.
All right.
That sounds rank.
What else?
Yeah. All right, you're gonna have to explain this one. I don't know if this is part of Australian history, but have a national debate about sausage sandwiches.
Wait, what? To what level are we talking national debate?
I have no idea. This is just what the list said. Are you guys that passionate about sausage sandwiches, or was there a point?
You know, I mean, everyone knows how good the Bunnings sandwiches are, right? So we have this hardware store called Bunnings Warehouse, lowest prices every day. And every Sunday morning, they basically just pull a barbecue out and they give out sausage sandwiches to people. I used to get Sunday lunches there all the time.
That sounds good.
Yeah, it's great. I don't know about like the debate thing, because like how, I don't know, maybe it's like, do you like onion on it, or?
I think maybe this...
Oh, onions, right? Is that the debate? Oh, okay, thank you, yeah. The debate is, do you use 2 slices of bread to sandwich the sausage, or do you use 1 slice of bread? Yeah. I think that's the debate.
Explain it again,
Okay, so in Australia, how we do it is we don't waste bread, right? We want to eat the fucking sausage. So we take 1 slice of bread, kind of put it like diagonally, put the sausage diagonally in the middle, and then fold it up like a gyro.
What?
And that's a sausage sandwich, right? Most other countries, though, use 2 slices of bread and to kind of sandwich it together, right?
Yeah.
But not in Australia.
You know what? I'm on the Aussie side of things.
No.
I use 1 slice. Because we have to do this every time I have a barbecue in England.
Yeah.
I am that everyone makes a sausage sandwich in England, which we sometimes do when we have a barbecue, and everyone uses 2 slices of bread if we don't have hot dog breads. But I'm that guy who just uses the 1 slice. I don't know, it's just optimized. 2 bread of
It's easy to-
it's
Okay,
me,
no,
okay?
no.
It's
2
easy-
slices of bread is too much.
Yeah, it's easy. It's easy to hold as well.
just,
Like,
listen, you're just lazy, all right? I get it. It's a lot of work. I also, I get fancy. I cut the sausages in half so they stay still, and it's so much better.
that's too much work.
Listen. Okay. Okay. Hold on though. I have a fact about Australia.
Okay. What?
Now you're gonna. This might have been I made it the fuck up. I heard. This is so fucking stupid. I heard that one of your prime ministers shit himself in a McDonald's.
Yeah.
Now that's a man I can vote for. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
So one of their prime ministers
who
did
was
what?
it again?
Shit himself in a McDonald's.
Which one? Oh, ScoMo. Yeah, ScoMo. Scott Morrison. We call him ScoMo.
He shit himself in a
He
McDonald's?
shit himself in a McDonald's. I mean, average day at a McDonald's, if you ask me.
So, are we proud of this? That
I mean, what other country can say, like, our prime minister shit himself in a McDonald's?
It was also like one of your prime ministers had the quickest pint drinking time or something.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what? How the fuck are you deciding your prime ministers?
By that, clearly.
It's like whoever won the box wine gets to run the country. Yeah.
Well, I mean, John Howard won because he had the thickest eyebrows, right?
What?
Yeah, we had a prime minister called John Howard, and he had these, like, fucking caterpillar eyebrows.
It's okay, I
He
mean,
was insanely thick.
Well, we picked our prime minister based on how stupid they are, so don't worry. It's actually, you guys are doing it better.
Join the club.
is part of the election process having to do with Shoey at this point? Like, what's next?
I mean, if you ask me, they should bring that in, to be honest. Like, I feel if you're a true Australian, you can do a Shoey and come out on top and be like, yeah, that was nothing. Give me another one. Goon of Fortune next?
This is a terrible way of getting a prime
That's
minister.
a terrible idea. All right.
What else is there?
Next one. This was pretty random.
Okay.
Make coffee in avocado.
I have never heard of that.
Never heard of that? All right.
That's some, like, rural Australia shit. Like, I mean, especially here in Melbourne, that has,
Where the
like,
fuck
I would
did you
say,
find this?
yeah, especially they wouldn't do that in Melbourne, especially when I would say you guys have the best coffee in the fucking world.
Honestly, Connor, you're the coffee guy out of the three of us.
Good.
What do you think?
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
It's kind of crazy how much good coffee there is just everywhere.
Yeah.
It's so unfair. Fuck you guys, man. Fuck you.
He don't miss. All right. Well,
come on.
that whole coffee and avocado thing, I don't know. I've never
right.
heard of that. That sounds
Okay,
like cap.
hold on. I'm tired of Australia. Hold on. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Why?
I want to talk about anime.
Are we doing it? Are we actually talking about anime
come
on Trash Taste?
I just want to listen. It feels like such a waste to have a studio audience and not say some anime opinions. You know what I mean? Right? For example, let me just say something, and you guys react to how it makes you feel. Okay? Spy Family is mid.
Got
Okay, I just wanted to try it. I'm sorry. Okay, all right.
Actually, it's funny that you brought it up because I feel like for the first time in about 10 years, the boys come up to me like last week, and Joey especially says, "Garnt, you're not going to believe this." I go, what? He said, "I watched 15 episodes of anime last week." I was like, no way.
The anime man has watched
no way.
anime.
That's right. I'm back, baby.
He's back.
Yeah, I just had like a day off one weekend. This is like a few days before we flew to Melbourne. And I was just like, yeah, I don't know what's come over me, but I want to watch anime.
Disgusting.
And I think it's because, especially this season, it's just so incredibly stacked. Where
Oh,
I'm just
God,
like, okay, I feel there's too many good shows not to watch. So I watched first at the time there was only 2 episodes of Oshinoko. Which, I mean, what can I say about that? It's fucking incredible. Like, the manga was so freaking good, so I knew it was going to be good. I watched what's it called in English? Hell's Paradise.
Hell's Paradise?
Hell's Paradise, which is also, like, Mappa never misses, so they killed it with that. And I actually finally finished an anime that I'd had on hold for the longest time.
Okay.
And because it was so long, I decided to just go back to episode 1 and just, like, binge all 12 episodes. I finally finished Bocci the Rock. Yeah.
You finished Bocci the Rock?
Yeah, because I think I'd watched it up till, like, episode 5 or 6, and then I just, like, forgot about it, and I was like, oh, I should actually just kind of finish this. So I just binged it in one day, and yeah, it's good. But
Wait, Joey, what do you mean, but?
But it is so incredibly cringe.
Okay.
Like, I'm sorry,
Okay.
but
You
like
like that?
I mean, I found that, yes, it is incredibly cringe, but
Yeah.
it was kind of like a self-reflective cringe because it was so relatable that I found myself cringing at some points in it, and it was kind of like the closest thing I found to something like Peep Show or In-Betweeners, but like anime form, where I
Right.
would watch scenes and I'd be like, this is so fucking painful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
but-
so like when I went into Bocci the Rock, right, initially before I decided to watch it all again, right, my understanding of it after reading the synopsis, I was like, oh, this is K-On!, but if the main character was the girl from Watamote, which Bocci fans, that's what the show is. There's no denying that. That's exactly what that show is, right? It is a incredibly socially awkward girl making a band and making music.
This is all the things I hate. This is just everything I don't stand for.
So I went into it, right? And
Yeah.
look, granted, the art and animation is phenomenal. Like, I can see why people adore this show, right? But you pointed out saying, oh, I cringed at the fact that it was relatable.
Yeah.
No one is that socially awkward. I'm sorry, not even anime fans. And that's stooping low. Not even anime fans are that socially awkward.
Is anyone that socially awkward?
No, you think you are.
That's bullshit.
No,
You put your hand up
you put your hand
in this
up. You put your hand up, you're already more sociable than Goto
Okay,
Hitori.
wait. Do you guys like Bocci the Rock, or what are you feeling? Okay, good. I like you guys.
Yeah. Okay, look, granted, I understand why the show is incredibly popular, right? Because, there was a lot of aspects of the show I really enjoyed. Like, the music is fucking stellar. Like,
Yeah.
especially that last episode when they do those, full performances of those songs, I was like, hell yeah, this is great fucking music.
It's like K-On!, but they're actually grinding, man. They're actually working towards something, and I respect that.
Okay,
right?
yeah, and I totally respected that as well, but I don't know, up until around episode 5 and 6, I just got so frustrated at the main character. I was just like, look, I know how this is gonna go, all right? You're gonna go into your own world thinking about all the horrible what ifs of this one social situation, which at the end of the day doesn't even fucking matter, right? And then you're gonna come out of it and you're gonna be like, oh, you know what? It was fine all along. That's how every episode ends in Bocci the Rock. And I'm like, all right, can we just hurry up, please? Can you just get to the music making process? I much prefer that. I don't know, is that a hot take?
Nah.
Do you think it's overrated?
Yes. I haven't seen it. I'm just saying yes.
After I finally finished it, I think I can definitively say it's slightly overrated.
What a
Yeah.
shit
Okay.
opinion.
Actually, the more important question:
Yeah.
which one do you prefer, Bocci the Rock or K-On!?
K-On! 100%. I'm sorry.
No,
I can't.
Nah, man, nah.
Okay, here's the
nah.
thing.
Okay.
Here's the thing.
Okay, explain yourself.
Can we
Explain
just
yourself.
take a moment to appreciate that we're fucking talking about anime
Yeah.
in front of too many people? Why do we care about this?
Okay, here's the thing, right? I don't appreciate people comparing Bocci the Rock to K-On!
Yeah.
And the big reason is because
I will not stand for it.
I will
okay?
not stand. I am going to go Karen mode for a second, and I will not stand for the comparison between K-On! And Bocci the Rock, because Bocci the Rock, right? As you said, there is
K-On! but good.
Yes. Let me finish.
I'm trolling. I do a little trolling here and there.
The thing that I really enjoyed about Bocci the Rock, as you said, right, is that there's a progression happening.
Yeah.
It's like a coming of age story, right? Like a growth in character and maturity, right? By using Bocci learning to become social through their bandmates and being in this very group oriented activity, right?
Yeah.
And that aspect of the story I really liked, because it's that part of that show was quite relatable, because we've all been in situations where it's oh, I want to do something cool, but I don't have the courage to do it myself, and so you get like-minded people around you to push you forward, right? That's a great sentiment to have in a story. K-On! Though, They didn't even give a hint of that. Because from episode 1, there was no fucking story. Right? The whole point of K-On! It's like, watching K-On! Is like watching like a bunch of exotic birds in a cage. You know, it's like, they look really cute and pretty, but you know they're not gonna do anything. They're not gonna be like, oh, the bird suddenly started talking and, making a revelation. Like,
What is this
like you don't expect, when you're looking at a cage full of exotic birds, you don't expect anything grandiose from it, but you still stand there and watch it and enjoy yourself. That's what K-On!
What
is.
are you talking about?
I'm talking about K-On!
What is this bird analogy?
It's because I like birds, okay?
I get it. I just admit you want to talk about birds, okay?
Yes. Yeah. So K-On! is like going to a zoo, basically, and just like... Hear me out. K-On! is the experience of watching K-On! Is like the experience of going to a zoo and seeing your favorite animal, right? You're just watching them do their thing. You don't expect anything good to come out of it, but maybe every now and then they might shit themselves and you laugh.
Let
Right?
this man cook.
Let me cook, right? And so the reason why I don't appreciate the comparison between K-On! And Bocci is because they went into the whole cute girls making music thing at a completely different angle. Right.
There wasn't enough zoos, actually. I just realized that there wasn't enough animals.
Yeah.
No, there wasn't. I had to bring the Australianism into it, right? So that's why, like, you know, if there was a show to compare Bocci to, right, in the world of anime, more than K-On!, I would say Beck.
Fuck off, Joey.
Yes.
Bocci and Beck?
But
Wait,
Beck.
who's seen Beck here?
Okay.
That's more than I
that's
thought.
an old
Because
school anime.
both shows are about, you know, a dude, a main character, or a girl in the case with Bocci, right, wanting to start a band, but he doesn't have the courage to do it himself, so he gets like-minded individuals to make that dream a reality. Granted, the main character of Beck isn't as socially inept as Goto Hitori, right, but it's the same type of story, right? But
Yeah, but I would argue that Bocci is like right in the middle of K-On! And Beck. It was like the best of both worlds.
is
You
that
had the
in
cute
terms of
girls-
enjoyability, though?
Sorry?
Is that in terms of enjoyability?
Yes.
Because
no,
everybody knows
yes.
Beck is...
Okay, yeah.
I
Beck's
feel
still
like
better.
I'm like the kid and the divorced parents arguing. Like, what do they start?
Hey, you're the one who wanted to
I
talk
did.
about
I'm
anime.
the one that started this corner. You can't blame me.
I know. I didn't expect you to go this
Okay,
in depth
look,
on your
at the end
opinion.
of the
Right,
day-
Joe.
Yeah.
I think I can sum this up in one line.
Sure.
All right. Is it because she not like you for real?
No. In fact, the character in Bocci that I related to the most was the drunk bass player girl, who everybody knows is the best character in Bocci.
Everyone knows she's the best
She's the
character.
best.
All right.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
I
It's
agree.
finally something we can agree on.
Yes.
When you were talking, Nate, it just reminded me of the emoji that's just the nerd. With
Yeah.
the I don't know why. I'm trying to be mean. It just reminded me of that.
But other than that,
Yeah.
Have we all seen Oshinoko?
Yeah, you've even seen that, right, Connor?
I have.
What did you think about it?
It was good, but it was weird.
Explain.
Weird how.
Well, okay, so first of all, I can't spoil live because I can't just have you delete your ears. In the episode, we can just be like, spoiler warning, please leave. So I won't spoil.
Okay.
Unless you want me to. I'm kidding. No, but I could, and you couldn't do anything about it. And you can't leave. I won't, though. I won't. I won't. But I could. Okay. I'll stop. It's really weird because it just seems like I was watching it and I was like, huh, this is just like VTubers. With all the secrets. And okay. It's like everything seemed like online stuff too. It's really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Really
that's what's so good about Oshinoko. It's kind of like
too weird.
I think I described it as like Black Mirror, but for the Japanese
Everything's
entertainment
Black
industry.
Mirror.
Oh, okay. It's,
No, it is though. It is. It's like it's just a more depressing look and honestly a more honest look at how the idol industry is, which everyone knows sucks.
Did
But,
the episode
but
hit?
the good thing about Oshinoko is that like later down the line they go into so much more than that as well.
hope so.
Yeah.
And it's like of every corner of the entertainment industry, which is like the more you read the manga, you're just like, oh man, this is too real. I have to like close this. Especially as a YouTuber, I'm just like, oh my god, I did not. It's like when you accidentally like stumble upon a hate comment and it just ruins your day. You know, it's just like, oh, I didn't need to see that right now. I knew it was there. I just didn't want to see it.
It has one of the most like insane premises to explain to someone. Like you sound insane if you say you like the show and then you're like, oh, by the way, it's about a dude who was in love with a girl and then becomes her child. So
Bro, you just spoiled it.
that's not a spoiler. That's the first fucking 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So did you go into it blind? I'm curious.
No, because remember we did this stream where we kind of talked about it, the manga.
Did we talk about Oshinoko?
Yes, we did. We got paid to. We got paid to talk about the anime rankings. Sorry, the manga rankings.
Oh yes,
And then
yes,
you told
yes.
me.
That was.
And then when you
that was
told me
ages
about the
ago.
show, I was like, what the fuck? It's just, dude, there's so much weird anime. There's so much stuff that's so... It's like, you know we've gotten to the point that we've gone too far when that's one of the more tame things this season. Like, Garnt was telling me about this anime about a dude who gets reincarnated as a girl's dog. Oh. You guys heard of this?
Inukai-san's dog.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
Have you guys seen this?
Don't.
You need to
Why
calm
are you
down.
excited
You gotta
about
calm
Why
it?
were
down.
you clapping? Why? I saw one person clapping.
Yeah, I couldn't. It's anime like that where I'm like, oh, that's why I stopped watching.
Yeah,
anime.
this is where anime's gone too
Yeah.
far.
Well, okay, it doesn't sound that bad when you say that. But then when you find out what happens in the show, you're like, oh god. Oh god, we should have stopped.
It's the whole POV, man. If they did make a POV, it just would have been.
It's POV?
It's POV.
Yeah, it's POV. Yeah.
If it wasn't POV, it still would have been weird, but it wouldn't have been as weird, you know?
POV just makes everything creepier. Because the only things that are shot in POV are porn.
That's true. That is true.
That's the only place we actually see POV and we like it, right?
Oh my god. Yeah,
Yeah.
And then the other show I watched was Hell's Paradise.
Hell's
which
Paradise.
is- oh my god. Like, again, this is another one. Like Oshinoko, I had read like the
Did you read
first-
the manga for that?
Yeah,
Because
I did.
I'm only watching the anime, and like what I'm getting from Hell's Paradise is everything that I am never gonna get from Hunter x Hunter's Dark Continent arc.
Probably.
Yeah?
Yeah, because
Anyone caught up on Hunter x Hunter to the point where it is? Because it's never going to continue?
Yeah, trick question. It's never continuing.
Okay, like 4 review? Wow.
Yeah. No, I think what I liked about Hell's Paradise is that even though it's a Shonen Jump manga, it just feels like it's gone back to like the early 2000s, like just like we don't give a fuck anymore. Just like let's just make it the most gory, messed up show, but also make it like just I don't know, really cool and entertaining. And it's like the monster designs in Hell's Paradise are like legitimate nightmare fuel. Like it's terrifying. It's like some like Bleach Hollow shit, you know, like.
yeah.
Been meaning to watch it, but I want to wait for more episodes to come out.
Yeah.
It feels like the kind of show that I want to watch like all of it in one
Yeah,
go.
I really regret starting it now because I have to wait like every week now.
Dude, this is like, I've been watching Vinland Saga. If you haven't watched it, you should watch
Oh
it. It's
hell
great.
yeah!
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah!
And it's amazing. But watching people play Farmville week by week is so slow.
Yeah, that's why I'm waiting for it to just finish.
I'm an idiot. I should have waited longer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think the manga's on the final arc right now.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
It's funny
Manga's
because
goated.
when Vinland Saga Season 2 started airing, I thought a lot of people were going to drop it because it was a very, very different from Season 1.
Yeah, very
It's
slow.
about a totally different thing now. The violence is gone. But generally, people don't seem to be complaining. And that
I think
surprised me.
it's because like they've just heard through the grapevine where it's like just get past this part and it'll be worth it.
I think Australians would like it because it's about the English getting fucked as well. So I think like it's good.
That's
it's pretty
true.
good.
That's true. We'd
Okay,
love to see it.
actually, We should take this advantage. I'm just realizing now.
Yeah.
You know, because we have a live studio audience, and sometimes we do these shows, and people are always like, "Why didn't they talk about that anime?"
yeah.
So if you guys make some noise for which anime you want us to talk about, we'll talk about it. Just go crazy. Start shouting things. I heard JoJo. Okay, I'll hear another one though.
Did I hear?
That's just your JoJo brain hearing out JoJo.
Yeah, I can only hear JoJo. Okay, do it again. Do it again.
fuck, I just heard JoJo again.
That one JoJo fan's so goddamn loud. How can you shout so loud with a dick in your mouth, huh?
So we want to talk about JoJo?
It's fucking amazing. What is there to talk about?
Yeah, the only thing we're going to say about JoJo is that all of you should be watching it. Doesn't matter what kind of anime you're into, you should give it a go.
Did you hear anything else?
Did I hear Attack?
Someone said
Trigun?
Trigun.
Oh, you watched Trigun as well, right?
I watched
Joey?
Trigun Stampede.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
Fucking amazing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's Trigun, and it's Studio Orange, and I'm like, match made in heaven.
So I came into Trigun, obviously not remembering much of the original series that aired, I feel like a decade or two ago right now.
98.
So I didn't remember much, and I feel like that only helped my experience with Trigun Stampede. Because not only does it take kind of a different direction to the original Trigun, it also does things that the original Trigun never covered as well. Yeah, and all I can say is it's fucking incredible. Studio Orange somehow has knocked it out of the park again.
I don't know, I thought they would, achieved peak in B-Stars, and then they were just like, hold my beer, with Trigun, because, oh my god, it's just that last episode, especially. I'm obviously not going to spoil it, but oh my god, there's a scene in the last episode where Studio Orange just flexed the fuck out with their animation, and it looks insane.
Yeah.
So please give it a watch. Would you say you can watch Trigun Stampede without necessarily watching the original?
Oh, you don't need to watch the original show. In fact, I think it might be better if you don't watch the original show, because it's two totally different vibes, right? Did you get that as well?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I feel the original Trigun was very much the Western, the spaghetti Western aesthetic that, it was present in it. And then with hints of sci-fi, whereas Trigun Stampede is just full-on sci-fi. There's a little bit of the kind of spaghetti Western feel to it, but it's just they did the trigger effect, basically. They were like, we're going to space.
No, they started off in space, Joey. What are you talking about?
And then they went back into space. But how many people have seen the original Trigun? Okay,
all right. A decent amount.
Okay, so even if you didn't put your hands up, please give Trigun Stampede a go. You don't have to watch the original. It is insane, insanely good. It got me to watch it.
Did I hear?
That thing a lot.
I don't know if I just imagined this, but I imagine it's popular enough that someone said it. Did I hear Attack on Titan as well?
I never heard of it. What's that?
That's the quietest anyone's ever been for Attack on Titan.
Whenever we say Attack on Titan in the States, you'd think that you just got a new president. They were just yeah, with Attack on Titan.
I think just because Americans, they just shout when they know something. They're like, I know that show! Yes!
Attack on Titan's good.
What do you think, Joey? What do you think?
My favorite part about Attack on Titan is having to wait 500 years for anything.
Yeah, I can't wait for
I think it's
finals.
actually ending now. We only have to wait a few more months.
Only
a few more months.
Just a few more months, and then they're gonna bring out 2 movies and a fucking OVA or something. I don't know. They're gonna milk the shit out of it for sure.
It's taken 10 years.
Just
10 years.
Has it? Wait, yeah, it has been 10 years, hasn't it?
Yeah.
God.
I mean, okay. How big do you think the ending is going to be for Attack on Titan? Do you think, how much is it going to blow up the internet?
I feel, is it just me, or you don't hear as much about Attack on Titan anymore as the first couple of seasons because of the whole problem of them milking it out, but also just them taking way too goddamn long to get to the point, So I don't know if they've shot themselves in the foot in that regard of I don't know, is it just me? There's obviously people talking about Attack on Titan.
Right.
But I don't feel it's nearly near the peak that it was during season 1, for instance, right?
I would still think it's still super fucking popular.
Oh, it's still super popular,
More popular than any anime, I would argue. Not any anime, but it's definitely up there.
I think after
the
top 2 seasonal anime, it's it's there in the top 5 at least. But I don't know. I remember when season 1 came out, oh my god, like my grandma knew what the fuck Attack on Titan was. Like that shit was everywhere, especially
How
in
did
Japan.
your grandma know about it?
Because my Japanese grandma is like, she's actually quite, she loves Demon Slayer.
What?
Yeah.
Yo, based grandma,
Yeah,
man.
my
Based grandma.
My grandma, my uncle, my aunt, they're like all fans of Demon Slayer.
My dad's still trying to figure out what anime is. He's like, I've watched 10, I don't even know what it is.
All right, Joey, real question. Do you know what's airing next season?
No.
Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2.
Yes!
Are you going to be watching Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, Joey?
You know what? I actually will.
Are you actually?
Yeah.
Are you actually?
But he called it mid.
Yeah, I still finished season 1 though.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm going to watch season 2 so that I can further confirm how mid it is.
No. Can we get a boo? Can we get a boo for that? Thank you.
Wait, I don't know if you ever explained why you think it's just mid, or you're just like, it's all right, it's all right. Do you have an actual reason?
Like, I think for me, it's completely like unprecedented. Like my reasoning behind it, like how I feel,
Zeus, right?
Wait, I've never had someone refer to their own opinion as unprecedented. This is an unprecedented
It is.
opinion.
It's unprecedented because like how I feel about Jujutsu Kaisen, right, is how I felt about what's the one with Senku, the main character? Dr. Stone. That's how I felt watching Dr. Stone is how I felt with Jujutsu Kaisen. In the sense that I looked at the synopsis for both shows, right? And like the background of it all, and it ticked off all of the boxes of what I like in an anime, right? And so I was like, well, obviously, this is gonna be a great fucking show. I'm gonna enjoy the shit out of it, right? And then you start watching it, and it's just this feeling of like, this is not quite what I wanted. And it's really difficult to explain. It's like literally a vibe check. Like I'm vibe checking Dr. Stone and Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm being like, I know this has all the things I love in it, but some combination of this, I don't know where it is or what it is. It just doesn't feel like the show that I was hoping it was going to be. You know, like I got the same thing with Carole Tuesday.
Okay.
When I watched Carole Tuesday, I was like, okay, it's Watanabe Shinichiro, amazing writer. It's about music. It's, you know, it's sci-fi. It's like, this is everything I fucking love in an anime. And I watched it and I'm like, it was good, but like something's missing and I don't know what it is. Do you get that feeling?
I actually, no, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I had such high expectations of Carole Tuesday.
Yeah.
And something about it just didn't hit the story beats I wanted.
Exactly.
But I do want to rewatch it because I remember Carole Tuesday, and the synopsis or the premise of Carole Tuesday is actually scarily accurate to what's going on now.
Yeah.
So if you don't know, if you haven't seen Carole Tuesday, it's an exploration about real music and musicians versus music that is AI generated.
Very
And
topical today.
It is very, very topical today
Yeah.
because let's be honest, we're gonna be replaced by AI in like 5 years, right?
We've all heard the Drake and Weeknd AI song, right? Yeah. That shit slapped.
Yeah, yeah. Like I think my favorite meme right now is the Harry Potter, like not the Harry Potter, the Balenciaga AI memes.
Wait,
Have
why
you guys
did you
seen
think that was Harry Potter?
No, because they've done collaborations
yeah,
with
yeah.
like Harry Potter and like all these like movie franchises of like all these movie characters basically AI generated into like shilling out for Balenciaga. It's the weirdest thing. Look it up when you get home.
And then there's the recent presidential like debates, or no, just like the president AI generated conversations.
Playing
Like they play
Minecraft?
Overwatch and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Do you remember
yeah.
that?
They're like playing Minecraft and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just
love
fun.
those.
Yeah. No, I agree. Like, and so like how I felt about like Carole Tuesday and like Dr. Stone is basically how I felt about Jujutsu Kaisen. Like,
Right.
in the sense that it's like I actually hate the fact that I think it's mid because it was everything that I wanted in a brand
that
new.
it's mid.
No, I do. And it's like I hate the fact that I think that because it's like again, it was everything that I thought I wanted in a new shonen and just something about it didn't click with me. And I
Right.
don't know why. And that's why I hate trying to explain why I think Jujutsu Kaisen is mid, because I know it's just a me problem. It's just a me issue.
It's just a
that
you.
I-
It is.
It is
Yeah, it is a
literally
fucking you
a
problem.
me issue.
I
And
saw-
I totally understand why people love the shit out of it, because I wish I was there. I wish I loved the shit out of it too, but I can't.
I swear to God, Joey, I know for a fact now, if you ever get to watching Arcane, you're gonna think it's mid. Yeah, I swear to God, Joey. Now you're
Arcane,
saying all
you
this.
cannot watch
You know,
Arcane.
maybe
It's
I'm
mid.
doing a service by not watching it.
No, he should watch Arcane.
No, he
right?
should. Should he watch Arcane?
Okay, but all I'm saying is, don't yell and shout at me when I come back and say Arcane is mid, all right? You forced me to watch it.
Boo. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, you guys will do anything.
Trash Taste is so much better when I can command people to boo.
Yeah.
I can just be like, I don't like that opinion. Boo, guys.
Yeah, boo.
Thank you.
This is what Connor gets when he has a live Twitch audience in front of him.
Yeah.
You've given him too much power.
Way too much power.
Thank you.
But, yeah.
But I think we have just about run out of time for this Trash Taste recording. Wait, before we say goodbye, Joey, you gotta do the thing, Joey. Do the thing. Do the thing, Joey.
Guys, watching at home, look at all these patrons on the screen.
Oh,
You guys see all of them?
oh,
my
audience.
God. Look at all the patrons in the
What do you
audience.
think of this member? What do you think of this member?
How many of you in the audience are patrons, by the way? Not enough of you.
You're the real ones. You're the real
Not
ones.
enough of you. And I'll tell you what, you know where you can be a patron? By going to patreon.com/trashtaste. Links in the description. Also follow us on Twitter, send us your memes on the subreddit, and if you hate our face, listen to us on Spotify. And thank you, DreamHack Melbourne, for making this an awesome episode. Give yourself a round of applause.
Thank you, guys.
This is fun. We need to do more of these.
This is fun. This was also nerve-wracking because this is the first Trash Taste episode we've filmed in front of an audience. And it's the first time I've never taken a piss break mid-recording, so...
Congratulations.
Honestly, that's the real reason we're ending it. I really, really need to piss, like, right now. Normally we can pause the recording, we're like, all right, let's go for a piss break and come back. But thank you very much for attending, guys.
And for all of you watching at home, we'll see you all next week. Bye.